Hey yo, Gucci here, guys, and this is a help video to help you with your lemonade molarity mini lab. So I made a few changes to this lab. Originally, you were also doing some pH calculations, but since I didn't get to it this year, we're just focused on calculating the molarity of sugar in your ideal tasting lemonade. So this is the only formula you need. Molarity of a solution equals moles of solute you have divided by how many liters of solution you have. So in this lab, what you did was you started off with a mason jar and you put 600 milliliters of water. Then you added 56 milliliters of sugar and 56 milliliters of lemon juice. And then you did taste tests by dipping your straws into it and plugging the top, doing the old drink from the straw trick. All right. Oh, COVID. That used to happen. I guess we can delete that now. No one cares. All right. So what you then did was you kept track of how much sugar solution and lemon juice you added. You had to add 56 milliliters to start with, and then you'd add more sugar solution and lemon juice to taste until you got a lemonade that you really enjoyed the taste of. So here's my sample data here. I started with 56 milliliters of sugar, and then I tasted and I added 40 more milliliters of sugar and then 24 more milliliters of sugar solution for a total of 124 milliliters of sugar solution. All right, which by the way is equal to 0.12 liters. Okay, I just divided by 1,000. On the lemon juice side, I started off with 56 milliliters of lemon juice and then added 44 milliliters for a total of 100 milliliters or 0.1 liters. I just divided by 1,000. Okay, so here's my data. Now on to the lab questions, all right? So we have to follow all of these steps to figure out what was the concentration of sugar in our lemonade. The first question here is look up the formula of sugar, all right? There's many types of sugar. The kind that we used in this lab was called sucrose. Table sugar, white sugar is called sucrose. So the formula for sucrose is, look up formula, C12H22O11. So I'm just going to copy that and I'm going to paste that in. Going to do a little bit of control comma to make that subscripts. All right, boom, boom, boom. Bells. All right. So that's the formula of sucrose. 12 carbons, 22 hydrogens, and 11 oxygen. Now, I want to figure out what is the molar mass of sucrose because I got to turn my grams into moles. So here we go. Molar mass of sucrose is 12 carbons plus 22 hydrogens plus 11 oxygens. Now, carbon has a molar mass of, let's see here, carbon has a molar mass of 12.01. So 12 times 12.01 plus 22 hydrogens, and hydrogen has a molar mass of 1.008. All right, and 11 oxygens. Oxygen I know to be 16.00. All right, so what is that altogether? Well, since I'm doing this in my browser, I'll just put it in here. All right, what does that equal? It equals 342.296 or 342.30 grams per mole. Okay, so that is the molar mass of sugar. Gonna highlight it. All right, gonna highlight my answers to make them easy for Mr. Gucci to read. All right, this old head Mr. Gucci. Now, when Mr. Gucci made his sugar syrup, that yellow looking stuff that looked like old PP, but it wasn't. All right, I used 1,820 grams. That's about 4 pounds of pure sugar to make this. But how many moles was that? Well, we got to convert from grams into moles. To do that, we take 1,820 grams and we divide it by the molar mass, 342.30. All right. And we get 5.32 moles of sugar solution. All right. So moles of sugar. Now, what was the molarity of this sugar solution? I produced altogether 2.4 liters of sugar solution. That's syrupy looking gunk. Okay, so to figure out the molarity, that's equal to number of moles in the solution divided by the volume of the solution. All right, the number of moles I had was 5.32 moles. The volume of solution I had was 2.4 liters. So the total molarity of this solution was 5.32 divided by 2.4. This sugar was 2.22 molar. That was the concentration of this, all right? That means this sugar solution had 2.22 moles of sugar per liter, all right? Now, the question is, if this is how strong the solution of sugar syrup was, how many moles of sugar were in my lemonade? How much sugar did I actually put in my lemonade? Well, molarity is equal to number of moles divided by the volume. Now, the molarity of the sugar solution that I used was 2.22 molar. Okay? That's equal to, and let's see here, that's equal to the number of moles that I had of sugar, which I got to figure out, divided by the volume of sugar solution that I use. Now, where are you going to get this? Where are you going to get this? Well, here's where you're going to get this. You're going to go up to your data table and you're going to see, oh, altogether I used 120 milliliters, 200 milliliters. I don't know how much sugar you guys like. All right. But I used 120 milliliters, which is 0.12 liters. So 0.12 liters. Now, to make this a little bit easier to math out, I'm going to do this on a separate sheet. Okay, so here I go. This is problem number 5 on the lab. All right, molarity equals number of moles divided by volume. The molarity was 2.22 molar. The volume was 0.12 liters. And I need to figure out how many moles of sugar was in my lemonade. So to do this, I'm going to multiply both sides by 0.12 times 0.12. So the number of moles of sugar in my solution is equal to 0.12 times 2.22. Now again, these numbers might be different for you, right, depending on how much sugar you added. This number will be different, but this number should probably be the same because we were all working with the same syrup, all right, times 2.22. So what we got here is that there were, in this solution, 0.2664 moles of sugar. All right, so 0.2664 moles of sugar. That's my data. All right, so the number of moles here is equal to 0.2664. All right, that's how many moles of sugar, sucrose, I had in all my lemonade. All right. So there we go. These are the steps that we followed. To figure out how much sugar we had in our lemonade, you had to figure out what was the concentration of the syrup. All right, which we did. We figured out the concentration of the syrup, and based on that and how much syrup you added, you could figure out how many moles of sugar you had in your lemonade. Now, last thing we got to do is we got to figure out this is how many moles of sugar were in your lemonade. What was the molarity of sugar in your lemonade? So, how much lemonade did you have? Well, the volume of lemonade that I had was 600 milliliters of lemonade of water plus, let's see here, I have to add up the total volume of sugar solution and the total volume of lemon juice added. So I added 120 milliliters of sugar solution and 100 milliliters of lemon juice. So 120 milliliters of sugar solution plus 100 milliliters of lemon juice, and that gives me 820 milliliters total of lemonade. So I had 820 total milliliters of lemonade. 600 of it was from my starting amount of water. 120 of that was from all the sugar solution I added, and 100 of that was from all the lemon juice that I added, for a total of 820 total milliliters. And now we're at the last step. The molarity of your lemonade is equal to how many moles of sugar you had divided by how many liters of solution you had, how many liters of lemonade. So the molarity was equal to the number of moles, 0.2664. That's how many moles of sugar I had in my lemonade. All right. Divided by the total volume of my lemonade. It was 820 milliliters, which is equal to, divided by 1,000, 0.82 liters. Make sure we're using liters here. Liters. All right. So here we go. The molarity of my lemonade is equal to 0.2664 moles of sugar divided by 0.82 liters of lemonade. So my ideal lemonade has a molarity of 0.324 molarity of sugar. So if in the future I wanted to make my own lemonade to my own specifications, I would be looking to make a 0.324 molar sugar solution. Now, you could also calculate the concentration of lemon juice in your solution as well. We're not going to do that. We're just going to focus in on how much sugar is in there. Okay, you got some other questions down here that you can answer based on the Unit 14 notes. This was the hard part. I hope this helped. Good luck, y'all.